No, this is not the third time I'm recording this video because I kept forgetting to turn on my microphone. Anyway, today is going to be a bit of a different type of video than the regular content that's on this channel. I'm going to be going over the main currencies and everything related to the economy in World of Warships. So, there's two different categories. There's currencies and there's containers. Containers are, of course, bought with currencies most of the time. They're also earned through special events, and they can have a multitude of different things from signals to credits to resources to ships. There's a lot of stuff. So first up, you can probably predict we got credits. Credits you earn a lot of ways. You can get them. You get them every single battle you play. You get at least a couple thousand, usually a few 100,000. And you can increase how many you get every battle through signal flags and camouflages like Zulu. That's a signal flag, obviously. And you can also sometimes buy them with event tokens, which we'll talk about towards the end of the video. A little more valuable and advanced than credits is doubloons, which are used for buying more advanced things like premium ships and premium account time and port slots if you don't know what you're doing, and commander XP if you don't know what you're doing. Those are more difficult to get. You can get, sometimes in events you can get a few. In ranked battles you can get a couple hundred maybe. But the main way that you get them is through in-app purchases. So that's something to keep in mind. World of Warships is not. It's definitely a freemium game. Although you can also get them through some containers as well. And you also, I don't know if I mentioned this, you can use them for converting to regular XP to free XP, which is useful if you have a bunch of XP on some old ships that you don't have anymore or you don't need anymore. You can use that feature to increase your yield, make it easier to upgrade, and also you can use them to convert into credits, but not the other way around. It's 1,500 credits per doubloon that you transfer. Next, we have the different types of experience. Experience, of course, is earned by playing in battles. If you have any contribution at all, you get at least a little. You get more XP in random battles than co-op battles, and more XP in ranked battles than random battles. Just something to keep in mind if you're sort of in the mid-tier range. There's a couple different kinds of regular even experience. There's elite experience is once you have a ship and you unlock all the modules and then you buy the next ship, all the XP on that ship is elite, so you can't use it for anything. And that's when you transfer it from the experience to free experience, which is what I was just talking about in the doubloon section. Remember, I think it's 25 XP a doubloon. Base XP is what you use. That's what you get if you have no modifiers, no signals, no camouflages, no special missions. That's how much you just get based on your game. It's not very important, but sometimes there'll be missions where you have to get a certain amount of base XP in a match or something. So just keep that in the back of your head. Free experience, I already talked about this. You can use it for researching anything. You get it in every battle. You can transfer it from elite experience with doubloons. You can use it to get modules and to work towards getting the next ship in the line for all the branches. Commander experience, you earn it. It's the collective total of your free experience that you earn and the regular experience that you earn in every battle, and is used to upgrade your commander to higher levels, which unlocks more skill points, which you use to buy skills which will improve how you play whatever ship the commander is on. Elite commander experience works the same as free experience does for ships, but free experience can be used as elite commander experience. but not the other way around. Premium account, I already mentioned this quite a bit. It adds bonuses to experience and credits, and you can purchase it with doubloons and money, and you can get it through quite a few events and promos. Next up, we have resources. Resources are coal, steel, oil, and tokens. Coal is the most common resource. You can get it through the resource container, which you can get up to 3 of every day. They have 400 to 1200 coal in them. Coal is used to buy ships, signals, modules, camouflages. Most things you can think of in World of Warships you can probably buy with coal. Steel, it's a little bit like coal. It's more difficult to get. You can only get it through ranked battles, clan battles, and some of the daily missions and containers. One steel can be exchanged for 10 coal, but 10 coal cannot be exchanged for 1 steel, because steel ships are only tier 9 and 10, and coal ships are tiers 3 to 10. And the steel ships are they're generally better than coal ships are. Oil is not something that you have yourself. It's through your clan, and the clan leader uses the oil which you earn through buying things and opening containers to upgrade the naval base, which gives you, the clan member, bonuses, and you can also use it to buy containers for all of the clan members, like super containers and more resource containers, which can really boost how well you're doing if you're in the early game, especially because a super container in the early game, if you get a high tier premium ship in the early game, you're not going to be quite too good at it, but once you have more ships at that level in a few months or so, you'll be pretty good at them, and they'll have an advantage over the other people in that tier. Tokens, there's 2 types of tokens, ranked, clan. Ranked tokens were copper, and clan tokens were molybdenum before. They are mainly for high tier players. Clan tokens are for getting to the top tiers in clan battle seasons, and ranked tokens are the same for ranked battles. You can pretty much only use them for camouflages. Community tokens used to be recruitment points, but you can get them a few other ways now, through streams and public tests and such. Those can be used for a lot of stuff, mostly containers, and there's a couple of ships that sort of rotate in and out. They're low tier ships and they cost quite a bit, so if you're trying to be competitive, I wouldn't recommend going for that. Go for the containers, but if you're just trying to have fun, go for those ships. The most high level currency is probably the research points, which are used for buying ships that are tier 10, like the Ohio. You can only get them by completely resetting a fully researched branch of ships. Like, say, if you researched all 10 American destroyers, then if you reset that whole branch to tier 10, or to tier 2, from tier 10, then you get research points for after you get to tier 5 again for every first battle you win with those ships. They're very not used too much until you get up and you have most of your ships in tier 10 and tier 9 and so on. Every event almost has an event currency. As of recording this, there's the Dutch Cruisers Part 1 event is going on, which has Dutch tokens, which are used to buy some bundles and some signals, even some ships in the armory. Same thing happened with the British destroyers, same thing happened with German destroyers, German carriers, American cruisers. Almost every event, like I said, almost every event that has new ships or a new ship branch has its own currency. That happens every month or two. Second to last thing on our list is going to be expenses. We talked about how you get stuff, and now we talk about how you're going to lose stuff. Now, every battle, you're going to lose a certain amount of credits, no matter what you do. So in every battle you have some, however, depending on how much damage you have, you get some credits taken out. You have service cost, which is dependent on your tier and your type and your premium, and that doesn't change at all. You can change it with the signal Indio Bravo Tier 3, and that's a flat rate. Your other costs are dependent on your performance, such as your ammunition, which is going to, for your main gun shells, that's going to cost at least 2 if you're in the early tier American German destroyers, up to the highest, the most expensive is some American, Japanese, British, and Soviet high-tier battleship 460 and 457 millimeter shells. Those are going to cost 400 a shot. So it doesn't sound like much, but it'll add up once you get into the higher levels. If you're, say, take an example, if you're playing as Retagenet, the French Tier 5 battleship, and you shoot off, say, 50 shells, it's going to cost you 2,500. And if you're playing 10 battles a day, that's going to cost 25,000 credits, which you can buy a lot of ships for in the early game. So it's pretty significant eventually. Torpedoes are quite a bit more expensive. Some of them are free. One of the ships, the Campbellton British Tier 4 destroyer, it's free, but the rest of them are going to be anywhere between 40, 50 upwards of 200 to 400, with the most expensive being 600, which is the American Black destroyer. The last cost is going to be aircraft if you're playing a carrier. They're obviously way more expensive than anything else, starting off at 400 for the Tier 4 Japanese and British carriers, up to 1,600 for the upgraded Tier 10 Japanese, British, and American planes. One more thing we're going to talk about, sometimes you'll be in a situation where you don't have enough credits to buy things. If you didn't already know about this, one thing you can do with that is go to the top left, click on your username, and then go down to inventory, and then find, you'll almost definitely have some modules from ships that you don't have anymore, or that you upgraded, and that's going to have, they can go for quite a bit, from anywhere from 10,000 to a couple million credits. So just, if you need an influx of credits, and you haven't used that before, you've probably got 5-10 million in unused modules or very expensive camouflages if you're willing to part with those, because some of the camouflages are 100,000 credits each. Like Type 59 is 97,500. So that's gonna pretty much do it for this video. It's a bit of a different type of thing. I'm gonna try and do a couple more of these. See if you comment below if y'all like it. I'm still streaming at twitch.tv/SonofSean. There's going to be some more Battlefront streams, and maybe some more Verdun CSGO streams. Not sure yet, but that pretty much does it. See ya.